Spring turkey hunting can be compared to elk hunting just on a smaller scale. You have the interaction where you can call to them, they respond, and work their way towards you. It can definitely be humbling if you get into the gobblers and they're locked up with their hens, but if you get that right one that's fired up and they put on a show, that's when it's real fun to be out turkey hunting.
Well, it's opening day of Wisconsin's second season. We set up the blind last night. This year I'm going to try to get one with my bow again. Hopefully this will be the year. As you can see, I'm carrying both again, so hopefully I won't have to use a shotgun this year and we'll get her done with the bow. We're heading up there right now. It's a little bit of a hike, but so far everything's been quiet. We haven't heard of gobbles, so I think we're okay. Sun's just starting to come up and looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, so. Two of them. We barely got into the blind and these three toms came in. A lot of things were going on because they came in so fast. We were trying to decide, well, which one should I shoot? Should I shoot the one that was strutting? You know, should I take one of the other ones? And they came in so fast, so close. It was kind of like, okay, well, let's take this other one. And it was kind of pandemonium at the time. I was a little bit too excited and shot right over the one. But I guess that happens with turkey hunting. It's exciting when they come in like that.
Ground blinds are great for turkey hunting, but they also allow you to get out of the tree stand and get on the ground when hunting big game. The Primos double-bowl blinds have this one-way see-through mesh which allows us to see out and the animals can't see in. It really makes concealing yourself on the ground easy and allows you to get up close with the game animals that you're hunting. So stop by your local Shields, pick up a Primos double-bowl blind, get on the ground, and get up close and personal with the animals this fall.
Let's talk about the basic backbone of turkey calling, and that's just the hen yelp. Turkeys have two distinct notes, high front end, low back end, and they have that little turnover in the middle. Kind of sounds like this. So when I turn it over and use it and get that raspy back end, it sounds like this. Learn that yelp and learn that that's the backbone of turkey calling, a good, solid yelp. And it's really easy to do with a mouth call if you get that high pitch, that low pitch, and get that little turnover in the middle. All I'm doing is saying shuck, shuck, shuck. And I'm letting the call do the rest of the work.
I think he's close. He's right behind the blind. We haven't seen him yet, but let's see what happens. We got up there fairly early. As soon as we got in the blind, again, we had gobbles all around us, and we thought, okay, maybe it's gonna happen again. But we could hear some hens calling too. And this time of year, the hens aren't quite sitting on their nests yet. They're still roosting with the gobblers. We knew the gobblers were on the ground. I mean, we could hear one strutting behind us. As it turned out, there was 2 toms and 2 hens. And the hens actually came up the road first, and then the 2 toms were following them. And we thought they'd go past the blind and come right into the decoys. But then the other hen came up on the road and turned around and started walking back down the road. And the next thing we knew, both toms turned around, and even though they were still strutting, started following that hen. Again, there was a little pandemonium in the blind because we realized if we're going to get a shot at one of these toms, we're going to have to get the camera off the tripod, get the shotgun turned around, and try to shoot them out the back of the blind. We were hoping to get one with a bow, but as you can see, they came up behind us. There wasn't much we could do. I mean, right behind us. They came up strutting. There was a hen with them that walked away, and in fact, you can kind of hear her putting down here right now. But for some reason, they did not want to come up to our decoys. So we had to pull the camera off the tripod and do a little shuffling around in the blind, but we got one. Guess we'll go out and see what we got. Well, what do we got here? Oh my gosh, look at the spurs. Double beard. Whoa, this is a heavy bird. This time of year, that's the problem. When you still got hens running around, it's tough to get these toms away from the hens. We were just lucky that the hens came up and did what they did, got close enough to us and drug these 2 birds up. But you could tell that once those hens started walking away, the toms kind of spun around, and they were still strutting, but they didn't want to come up to the decoys. They were going to follow them, so we had to take the shot. Got a nice Wisconsin bird, kind of a freak. Double spurs, double beard. I've never seen nothing like this. All the years I've turkey hunted, I've never killed a bird like that. It was pretty special to shoot a double spurred tom. I've never heard of it before. I've never seen it before. It'd be interesting if anybody else out there would like to message us on social media and let us know. I mean, is this something that does happen, or is this a freak of nature that no one's ever seen before?
Well, it's now the 3rd week of the Wisconsin turkey season. I've got my tag, and we're gonna go run and gun on public properties. Now, one of the tactics we started out with is crow calling. We crow call up into these valleys and try to get these toms to gobble back at us, which will tell us their location, and then we can head into the property and try to track them down.
On to the next spot.
Well, after calling into a few different properties with no results, we decided it's time to put the boots on the ground and start walking some properties and calling as we go. Well, we've been driving around most of the morning, crow calling up into a whole bunch of public properties. Haven't really heard much, but the rain stopped, and we're on this property, which you know a lot better than I do. What do we got?
There's pines at the top here, but then we've got kind of open fields all the way around the top of this knob. So, and then the woods just drops down quite a ways. I mean, there's a bunch of creeks way down below us, but she drops, so usually the turkeys like to hang up on these knobs, especially during midday. Been raining all morning, so let's see if we can get something going. Right there.
Where was that? They sound like they're right down here.
It's gotta be close to that.
All right. How far are we till the end?
It's quite a ways. Let's see if I can get him to open up again. I think they're right by the opening here. We better get set up.
They're coming, they're coming. I can see them through the brush here. 1, 2 toms. There's another one. You got the first one? Second one? Third one? How about that for running and gunning? Happened quick. I'll tell you what though, they're still right there. Oh, they're going back to him. That was cool. And then to have all them turkeys come back, you know, it's pretty thick in here, which is what allowed us to get to this position. And when we were coming in, those turkeys were gobbling, I mean, 100 yards away or so. They came up to this opening and a little bit of my dad's calling and they came right in. Beautiful. Let's go check them out. Oh, looks like about a 25, 30 yard shot, and he just dropped. They must have been coming right down this deer trail. Yeah. What do we got here? Oh. Nice mature bird. Got some nice spurs. Nice beard on him. There you go. Beautiful eastern Wisconsin gobbler. And they were gobbling. 3 toms come in, gobbling the whole way. They're just coming right along this pine row. That's what you get when you're running and gunning. It happens quick. Yeah, you gotta be set up. Luckily we have this great cover behind us. You can probably see it's so shaded in them pines. The turkeys didn't have a clue that we were in there. They heard the calling and we're just coming right along the edge here and we ambushed them. Came in beautifully. A little bit tricky to film through that, but like I said, that's how it is, running and gunning. Fun time here in Wisconsin.
Well, of all the calls that you can use, my favorite is a mouth call. And a mouth call is a little harder to run, harder to learn to use, but once you have become skilled with running a mouth call, what I like to do, and my tip here, is learn your soft calls. Everybody wants to call loud and aggressive with a mouth call or with any call, but start learning to back off that call and make those soft, subtle clucks and purrs and those soft feeding yelps. So in a mouth call, it would sound like this. So I do the cluck and purr. That soft little tiny contentment call, that little feed talk, the little yelps, the little whistles, that makes the turkey think that that is a hen, a real live hen, and she is standing her ground and he needs to come over to. I'm telling you, it will seal more deals on turkeys than any other call that you can use.
Well, it's now the 4th week of Wisconsin's turkey season, and the toms are really pairing up with hens right now, making it difficult to call them in. So when we spotted this tom with a hen at the other end of the field, we put a game plan together and decided it's time to do some spot and stalk turkey hunting. Spotted this tom in the field. He's got one hen with him. We're gonna sneak as close as we can get through the woods here, just following a deer trail. They're not talking. They're hanging out with hens. So this is about all we have to do is spot and stalk through the hills of Buffalo County. Our goal is to get to that food plot right there. Tom's strutting just out in the main field by the pine trees. Not really moving much. He's got a hen. They're gonna be pretty close once we get to the edge.
Probably about, maybe about 70 yards right up tight here. I don't know if we should kind of get up by this pine tree and try calling. See if I can coax him down this way a little bit. You can see the hen. Oh, Tom's right behind her. I think they're moving down this way. Oh, here he comes. He's moving out into the field. Whenever you're ready. Well, the old spot and stalk. Pretty Tom. A little further shot than what I liked, but when you're spotting and stalking, got a tail feather missing, but nice 2-year-old bird. A pretty nice beard on him. About 3/4 inch spurs. Pretty colors on this bird though. Oh. I mean, we've had 2 really beautiful days here, but for some reason, the turkeys do not want to come to call, and every time we've seen right now has been with hens, which this time of year, I mean, we're in our 4th week. You would have thought they'd be either nesting or at least laying eggs in the morning, so they'd be away from the toms, but there was hardly any gobbling this morning. And we set up in a couple different places, tried calling aggressively, trying to get something to respond to us, and nothing would work. So we decided, well, let's kind of keep moving, and as we move, kind of keep our eyes open, be a little sneaky as we're moving along these field edges. And we actually happened to catch him out strutting. He was with a hen, but we made a plan, kind of cut down on the other side of the ridge and kind of knew about where he was at. So then we cut up to him. It actually worked out pretty good. We ended up getting probably within 70 yards of him. Still had the hen with him. We got up close to where the edge of the field was and kind of set up on him. And the hen started working her way towards us, and we thought, all right, she's gonna drag him right up to us. All of a sudden, we couldn't find the hen, or I don't know where she went. He actually gobbled. And I think maybe she had walked into the woods or went somewhere. And he came walking down the edge and kind of cut out in the field, and we decided he was close enough, so we downed him. Another nice Wisconsin bird.